Hi, good morning. This is Attorney Amy Rafeka. I am here on Wills on Wednesday. And today we're going to talk about boxes, or in other words, what I refer to as boxes, which are trusts. And we're just going to talk about the difference between two types of trust. I've had this conversation quite a bit lately, not just with folks interested in trusts who come to see me here at the office, but also during quite a number of presentations that I've given lately. Most recently at a local church here, North Point Community Church, I've discussed the difference between these two types of trusts. And it is something that actually has genuinely surprised me that someone who has had some prior estate planning done has not been explained the difference between these two types of trusts. And so there's quite a bit of confusion around it sometimes when I talk to people. And those two types of trusts are a living trust and a testamentary trust. The difference between those two trusts is really almost in the words that those trusts are named. A living trust is created while you are alive. A testamentary trust is created after you die per instructions that you put in your will. So really, living trust, alive, testamentary trust in your last will and testament. So those are just the two differences. And you can build the trust almost identically depending on whether you do it alive or if you pass away, after you pass away per your instructions. So the actual box itself that you build could be very, very similar depending if you build it while you're alive or you build it per your instructions after you pass away. So I have a lot of conversations with families about what do you want the box to do for you? And that's really what it comes down to. What would you like the box to do for you? Do you want it to do something for you and for your family while you're alive? Or do you really just need it to do something for you after you pass away? And let me give you a great example. So if your main intent in building a box, building a trust, is to make sure that your young minor children are taken care of if you pass away while they are still minors, and you want them to make sure that the assets that you leave them behind are there for them, you know, maybe a testamentary trust might be best for you. Now, a living trust could equally work if you want to make sure that those minor children have more immediate access to funds, or those taking care of your minor children will have more immediate access to funds after you pass away. And the reason being is because testamentary trust, it has to be built. So when you pass away, then the trust is built. So there could be some time lag there. So this is just one example of why somebody would use a testamentary or a living trust, one over the other. But really what it comes down to is there are three things that need to go into any estate plan when you're working with any estate planning attorney. And that includes the decision between, do I build a trust while I'm alive and watch it get built with my own two eyes and watch it get funded or things put inside my box while I'm alive, or do I ask for it to be built after I pass away? And those three things are, no matter what do I want the box to do for me? That's it. Do I want it to do something for me while I'm alive? Do I want it to protect assets? Do I want it to make sure that I'm protected in the event I become unable to manage my own finances? What do you want the box to do for you? Who do you want the box to work for? Do you want it to work for you? Well, if you want it to work for you, there's a good chance you need a living trust so that it works for you while you're alive. Do you want it to work for someone else after you pass away? So What do you want it to do for you? Who do you want the box to work for? And what is going to go inside the box? So it really kind of comes down to that basic English that you learn in elementary school. The what, the who, and the what again. So the what do you want it to do? Who do you want it to work for? And what do you intend to put inside of your box? So really that's the difference between living and testamentary. And that's really the decision-making process between a living trust or a living box or a testamentary trust, a testamentary box. This is attorney Amy Rafeka here at Atlanta Wilson Trust Law Group. And if you have any more questions about testamentary trusts or living trusts and what makes the most sense for your family, we strongly recommend you reach out to an experienced and intentional estate planning attorney who will walk you through, who will take the time to walk you through that 3-step decision-making process and really explain to you the pros and the cons of both living trusts and testamentary trusts. Episode 7, Wills on Wednesday, signing off. Have a wonderful day.